Good day, everyone. My name is Dr. Adebayo. Welcome to you and your vet talk show for Company Vets Nigeria Limited. With me here, we have
Dr. Ajani Batola.
Dr. Ajani Batulai. Thank you very much. We'll be talking about paracetamol toxicity in cats. I'm very curious as to why if we can use paracetamol in human and there is no we don't have any issue. Some people use paracetamol for their capsule, which is not advisable. They don't have any reaction. They will even tell you, oh, I use paracetamol for my capsule, I use it for my goods, which is not advisable. But there is no reaction. Why do we now have paracetamol toxicity in cats? I want to ask the question, why is paracetamol, why is it dangerous for cats?
Okay. The issue cats have with paracetamol is that paracetamol, once it gets into the system, there's an organ that is supposed to metabolize and break down the drug so that you can get the useful metabolite from the drug. But in the case of cats, the liver, which is the organ that is necessary for breaking down the drug. The liver is supposed to contain an enzyme, the chorionium transferase. That enzyme is the one that breaks down the paracetamol.
Okay.
Now in cats, that enzyme is either in minute quantity or is totally absent in cats. So even if your cat takes as little as possible of
Okay.
paracetamol, it will cause an issue. And instead of, I mentioned the other time that the enzyme is supposed to break down the paracetamol into a useful metabolite.
Okay.
So now the enzyme is not breaking, the absence of the enzyme makes the paracetamol turns into a toxic substance. That toxic substance now affects the red blood cell of the cat.
Okay. So now we've known the reason why cats cannot use paracetamol because they should have an enzyme in their liver that should break down the paracetamol. But because they have it in small quantity or they don't have it at all, so they can't break down the paracetamol.
Yeah.
So because the liver cannot break it down, so it will then make the paracetamol toxic by affecting the red blood cell.
Yes.
Wow, that's interesting to know. Then the question is now that okay, now we have everybody have paracetamol lying around. It's something that we use for headache, for body pain. After the day's work, you've gone around, then you are coming back from work. You need something to like relieve your body pain. Now the question is, what if and I have cats at home? What if my cat now mistakenly takes paracetamol? What would happen?
What will happen? I mentioned the other time
Okay.
that the paracetamol, instead of it being useful in the body, it turns into a toxic substance. Now that toxic substance affects the red blood cell. How it affects the red blood cell is that there's a function that the red blood cell does in the body that it transports oxygen. And that's, let me say should I say the part? Yes, the part of the red blood cell that transports oxygen is the hemoglobin. What the drug will do in the body is that instead of that hemoglobin maintaining the normal structure that it will transport oxygen, the hemoglobin will change into methemoglobin. Now, the structure has been altered. Methemoglobin will not be able to carry oxygen to the different organs and tissue in the body, which will then lead to oxygen starvation of tissue. And then you can now be seeing that the cat is drooling, you're seeing salivation, your cat is, but basically that's what happens in the body of the cat.
So what happens in the body of the cat is that because the hemoglobin is affected, it's not able to carry oxygen,
Yes.
then the cat will be affected. And as we all know, oxygen is very important for life.
Yes.
Like everybody knows that we breathe in oxygen and we breathe out carbon dioxide. And the same thing goes for animals too as well. And once there is no oxygen, there is tissue starvation. So now the question now I want to ask, like I'm very curious about this thing. The question I want to ask is that if my cat, that time I was explaining now that I have a cat at home, the cat is running around, it mistakenly takes paracetamol, and like what would happen? Now I want to ask, like, even if the cat now mistakenly take paracetamol, what sign would I see? Would the cat be jumping up and down? Will it be rolling on the floor? Like, I want to know, like, okay, immediately I say something like that, maybe there are signs that I will see. There are things that will be very particular to something. There are signs so that I'll be able to like know what next step to take. What sign would I see if my cat now is mistakenly ingest paracetamol?
Okay. If your cat mistakenly ingests the paracetamol,
Like, what sign would I notice?
Okay.
Like, what sign will I see?
Okay.
We hope he will not be jumping around, or he'll be rolling on the floor, or be shouting, my stomach, my stomach. So I want to know.
Okay. What the sign you see if your cat mistakenly injects a paracetamol is that the sign starts from few minutes to hours after it ingests the paracetamol. You can see signs like drooling, vomition, and difficulty in breathing because of, I mentioned the other time, the oxygen transportation, yes, has been compromised. So difficulty in breathing. You can even see the gums, like did I say the mouth? Yes.
More like the mucous membrane.
More like the mucous membrane. You can see it changing from the pink color to brown because of that methemoglobin. And you can see some signs like you mentioned jumping around. Instead of your cat jumping around, you can see it becoming down, changing behavior, just becoming dull, inactivity, and weakness.
Okay. Now, we've spoken about the fact that my cat ingested paracetamol. What would happen? We've seen the sign. Now, next question that I would most likely want to ask is that, I said they mistakenly took paracetamol. What can I do if I now later notice that, despite paracetamol that is here, maybe the cat has not taken one, and I left with 4. So what can I do if I notice that my cat has taken paracetamol, a pill of paracetamol? What can I do?
What you can do to save the cat is that immediately you notice, it's better you rush it to a veterinary doctor, a veterinary hospital or clinic immediately, because the earlier the better. As we've mentioned earlier, oxygen is very vital to the body. And once there is tissue starvation, you will start, once there is tissue starvation, the organs start shutting down. So it's better you rush it to a veterinarian immediately. Not for you calling a vet doctor inside the house, but you rushing it to a veterinary hospital.
Okay. So that means paracetamol is very toxic in cats. Because looking at that, I have to rush my cats down to the clinic. And this thing might happen any day, anytime, maybe after work, 8 p.m. So me rushing it down. Anyway, there are vet clinics that open overnight, which you can seek treatment or whatever. So what the thing is now, I want to ask this question. The question now is that, rather than, because I spoke about the fact that it can happen 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and maybe let's say 12 p.m. that I can't even step out of my street, assuming my street is dangerous. What can the vet do for treatment that me, like as a layman, cannot do at home? Like as a regular person, someone that does not know about treatment at all, what can the vet do that me I cannot do? I'm assuming I'm just a regular person that does not know anything about what to give your cat and everything. What can a vet that I'm rushing it to do that I can't do at all? But at least, like, there are some people that will give their, maybe in situations where there is some things, some people will just say, okay, I'll give it palm oil. Like, so what is the vet going to do? Or maybe there are things that me too I can do. I'll just quickly give a palm oil or olive oil or anointing. I will cover it with the blood of Jesus. So what can the vet do that I cannot do?
It's better don't give palm oil. Don't even bother to try to do anything, because you trying to do something might complicate the matter.
You trying to do something might even complicate
the matter.
But I raised the question about the fact that, what about if this thing happened 12 p.m. midnight? Am I going to lose my cat?
it's better you look for a 24 hours veterinarian clinic open. Yes, that is the best option.
That's the best option.
That is the best option.
Wow.
Because once your cat gets to a vet doctor, let me say, a vet doctor, they are already trained in life-threatening situations.
Okay.
So once your vet gets to a vet doctor, the vet doctor will most likely start with IV fluid, and that you can't get out of. Most likely start with IV fluid. Once it starts with IV fluid, that will flush out toxins in the blood already. It's flushing out the blood, the toxins in the blood, and also improve the circulation. The vet will also have access to
some medications.
Yes, some medication that will reverse.
That is at their disposal.
Yes, that will reverse the drug that is already in the system.
Okay.
Yes, the vet can most likely to induce vomison.
Okay, so
the cat,
so that the
one that is not digested
will be vomited.
Will be vomited. Okay. Yes, and if the vet notice that your cat is already at the stage that is not breathing well, okay, the vet will most likely give oxygen too.
Okay.
Yes, cats will receive oxygen.
Cats receive oxygen. At least I can't have access to
you can't have access to oxygen tank. Yes.
So that I see the reason why you said that I have to rush the cat to the clinic now.
Yes.
Then I'm just accepting the fact. So I want to ask a question now. Like I've not tried it before. Like giving my cat paracetamol. So what have you noticed could be the cause of owners self-medicating their cat with paracetamol? You know, like maybe some people just go, this cat is just looking at me one kind. Take paracetamol and be okay. Like what could be the cause of cat owners even thinking about using paracetamol in the first place? So
okay, there are different reasons that I've seen or that I've heard of. Some people might just be taking paracetamol. One might just fall down on the floor, and they will forget to take it from the floor. Now, it's easy access of the cat to that pill. There are some people, let me say, owners. Yes, there are some owners that will have children at home that have easy access to drugs at the shelf. They will take the pill, give it to their cats when they are playing with the cats, and also. So there are some owners that will look at their cat. This cat is behaving somehow, or maybe the cat fell down and they just say, this cat is already in pain. Let me give it this paracetamol just to aid the pain. But instead of the paracetamol aiding the pain, it's killing the cat.
Okay. So how then can owners prevent this toxicity in cats? You know, you mentioned the fact that okay, people that have children at home and everything, mistakes happen, like accepted. Like children, they will always play around and do all of those because they have curious mind. So how can then cat owners, like I myself, how can we like prevent this toxicity in cats?
Let me ask you a question. What's the name of your cat?
The name of my cat is Jaguar.
Okay.
That's the name of my cat.
Okay. To prevent Jaguar from getting access to paracetamol, it's better you hide the paracetamol where Jaguar will not be able to access it. You know cats climb.
Okay, yeah.
So hide it in the shelf where you can easily lock.
Okay.
And if there are kids around, make sure that even the children will not be able to access the paracetamol. And when you are taking paracetamol, or let me use drugs, yes. When you are taking drugs, if one falls down on the floor, make sure you dispose it very well, appropriately. Not you throwing inside the dustbin that the cat will be able to get access to it. Maybe flushing it down or throwing it outside. Not even outside service, a little bit dangerous because there are stray cats around. So you flushing it down the toilet will be the most appropriate disposal.
So the best way to prevent toxicity of paracetamol in cats is for them not to have access to it at all.
Because even very minute, the normal tablet of paracetamol that human use, like one tablet is 500 milligrams.
Okay.
As little as 50 milligrams can kill a cat.
Wow. So even that 50 milligram will mean that one tablet divided into 10
Divided into 10.
will affect my cat.
Yes.
Like as little as that.
Yes.
So even the cat taking a little bite,
Yes.
you would affect my
It will
cat.
affect
So
my cat.
now we read about toxicity of paracetamol in cats, how we can prevent it, what we can do. So I want you to, our viewers at home, I want you to pass a message to them, you know, what like you pass a message across to them concerning this paracetamol toxicity in cats. Let's just pass a message to them.
Okay. Dear viewers at home, the message I would like to pass across is actually the key message is prevention of your cats to access of paracetamol, either through self-medication or by mistake. Just prevent access of paracetamol to cats. And in this case now, it does not limit only to cats, generally your pets. If you are to administer a drug to your pet, make sure your veterinarian is in the know. And it's better your veterinarian give should I say a drug, give a drug to your pet instead of you giving a drug to the pet. Let your vet doctor be aware. Okay. Protecting your pets, start with seeking a professional help.
Okay, so protecting your pets start with seeking professional help. So if you have any question at all concerning paracetamol toxicity in cats, you've heard Dr. Ajani Adewale. She spoke about the fact that this thing is not only limited to cats, it's limited to your pets generally. So that means in dogs, in rabbits, and other animals included. So that means you should be careful about self-medication basically, because nobody knows. Maybe plenty cat owners might not know that paracetamol is very toxic to their cats. Like even using paracetamol, either knowingly or unknowingly, either Panadol, anything that contains paracetamol derivatives.
Yes.
So
acetaminophen.
Like acetaminophen derivative. Yes. Like anything that contains it at all, that like they should not use it for their pets. So that means you should seek professional help. As Dr. Ajani has said you have to seek professional help. Make sure that once you notice that your cat has taken paracetamol, maybe you left 4 tablets on the table and you are saying 3, or you left 5 and you are saying 3, said you should seek professional, you should seek a veterinarian. And she said that it's not about the veterinarian coming to your house, it's about you going to the veterinarian, because there are a lot of things that need to be done, So let's make sure we keep our pets safe. We have come to the end of this show, and once again, if you have any questions, regarding this, please drop a comment drop your questions in the comments. Thank you very much.
Thank you.